What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here today, and I'm doing another one of my awesome movie review videos. I'm going to just probably start doing these regularly for a bit because there's a couple movies that I really want to talk about on this channel that I absolutely love. Like I said, I want to do these reviews about movies that I think are 10 out of 10 movies. Really great movies. So today we're going to be doing Mad Max Fury Road. Now, this is a movie that's not too old. It came out a couple years ago, and when I first saw it, I was just instantly in love. And one of the biggest reasons is the high use of practical effects in this movie, guys. This is a movie that, unlike most movies today, George Miller needs to be praised for the fact that he did everything by hand that he could. If you've seen the movie, the only scene, there's like one scene in the movie when they go into like a dust storm that he uses a lot of CG. And if you watch the movie, you'll know exactly why, because in this world of post-apocalyptic things, this was kind of required in this case because he had to make the storm really cool. But the thing is even the CG in that scene looks amazing, and it doesn't take anything away from the movie. So yeah, the best thing about it is the practical effects. He created all these cars, all these different models for cars, and he's blowing them up in the movie, and it's just amazing to look at because this whole movie is a giant car chase, guys. Like, that's what the premise of the movie is it starts out and Max is just sitting there talking to himself, and then all of a sudden the I think they're called the Morton Joe's cult or whatever shows up, and they kidnap him, and right then and there it's just adrenaline the whole movie forward. And that's one of the things I like about the Mad Max films, like in general, to be honest, is Max is always this guy that's just kind of caught in the middle. He's trying to do something, and then he ends up having to like help some bandit group or some survivor camp, or he gets kidnapped and he has to do someone's bidding. And I really like that because it kind of just shows that what kind of world this is in, where survival is really the number one, but Max is always thrown into these situations where he has to kind of get his way out of it using his survival skills. So that's kind of what happens here. They capture him and they take him back to the place called the Citadel in this movie. And this is where we get introduced to a Morton Joe, and he is one of the coolest villains. I'm going to just say he's one of the best villains I've seen in a movie since like Darth Vader. He is awesome because the moment you see him, they show him like sitting down, and you can see all of his like sores and everything on his body, and they like are putting his suit on and putting his breathers on. You could tell that this man is not in the best of health. But then they put that mask on. It's like this horse mask. It's got like horse teeth on it. It's like one of the best masks I've seen since like Bane in recent movies, and they put it on and immediately you just know that this guy is no joke. So that was really cool. And sorry, there's something in my back. But yeah, when you look at a Morton Joe 2, you see again the practical effects here, the makeup design on this guy, and the whole like bandit organization that he's with. The makeup design is great, guys. Like, this team that created this movie needs to be commended because the creativity as well here. They come up with some cool designs. But yeah, as soon as you see a Morton Joe, you know, you kind of get what he's about. He basically runs this town called the Citadel, and they control all the water in that area. So they have they live up on like in the mountain area, and they got like all the peasants down below, and Morton Joe like gives them water every now and then. But you can tell these people are miserable. This is like total fascism here. This is real bad, and Mad Max gets thrown into the middle of it. And I guess a lot of these I really wish I knew what their name is, guys. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name of the group. If you guys know, comment down below. I appreciate it. But there's one of them named Nux, and he is the one that is basically, they all have like this radiation poisoning at birth, so they can only live a half-life is what they say. So instead of living to be like a normal age, they die at like age 40, I guess, 35. And so they need blood bags is what they call them. They hook people up to these like tubes that go into them to give them non-radiated blood, and supposedly it keeps them alive longer. So Mad Max has been kidnapped, and he becomes Nux' blood bag, is what they call it. And so they hook him up. But anyway, that's what's happening to Max right now. So then they introduce us to the character of Furiosa. She's going to basically go give some resources to the ally town. It's like Gas Town and the Bullet Farm. I think she's going to Gas Town when this is supposed to happen, and little does a Morton Joe know that she has actually captured his wives and put them on the truck with her, because she's planning on getting out of here, guys. She's gonna break out and take his wives to a better place. It's like another land out there that they say has like a lot of green in it and stuff like that. So she goes out, and Morton Joe thinks that she's going to Gastown, and then she starts veering off. That's kind of when the car chase aspect of this movie starts. And then Nux and the other bandits hear about this, so they take Max and they strap him onto a car pretty much, and they go out with the Morton Joe's like war party to capture Furiosa and stop this from happening. And that's pretty much the movie. I'm not going to spoil too much because I do want you guys to watch it, but that's the setup. After that, the movie's just a car chase from hell pretty much, but it's awesome, and they did it so well. That's one thing I really like about this movie. A lot of people think I'm crazy for giving it a 10 out of 10, but it's like they really just set their minds to do this kind of movie. You know, this is what George Miller wanted to do. He wanted to do a car chase movie, and he did it flawlessly. I mean, he didn't try to do too much. He didn't try to do too little. He just did what he wanted to do, and he executed it to perfection. That is commendable, guys, because too many movies now, like Batman v Superman, you know, Suicide Squad, just these newer movies that come out, Transformers, they always try to do way too much, I think. And I'm not saying I hate these movies particularly. They're just not very good or memorable movies in the long run. They're fun to watch every now and then, but they're not those movies that are going to make you just, every time you watch them, just be like, wow, man, you know, this is awesome how they did this. So, I mean, that's the biggest reason why I give movies 10s out of 10s in a lot of ways, is because I look at what the filmmakers and the producers and the directors and all people involved, the writers, the special effects department, like what were they trying to accomplish, and did they accomplish it in a very artistic and clean way? Clean way meaning, like, did they actually take the time to craft this world that they were actually setting out to create and not take like shortcuts in it? Did they actually can you when you watch the movie, can you actually see the love and care that goes into every frame, every costume design, every miniature, if there's miniatures, everything? And this movie has it. Like I said, I mean, the cars, the explosions, the costume design, the villains, Max himself, Furiosa, by the way, one of the strongest female leads I've seen in a movie since like Ellen Ripley and like Sarah Connor. Like, she's that awesome. And I hope, honestly, that we get more movies with her in it. If they made just like a Furiosa movie, I'd be completely happy with that, because she's that awesome, guys. And they kind of set it up at the end of this movie to where they could make maybe a sequel or of some kind involving Furiosa. But yeah, they are going to make another Mad Max movie. I read it's going to be called Mad Max Wasteland is the title that it's going under right now. So we will see more Mad Max from George Miller, thank goodness. Because this movie, I mean, if you guys were fans of the original Mad Maxes, or maybe you didn't care before, this movie will, one, make you a fan like me, because I didn't really watch Mad Max, believe it or not, before this movie. And I know I'm like an 80s movie guy, but I just never got around to watching Mad Max until Fury Road came out, and then I went and watched all of them after that. So yeah, this will make you a fan. If you're already a fan, this is going to basically blow you away. In fact, other than like Road Warrior, I think this is the best Mad Max movie. I don't know, it might be better than Road Warrior, because it's really freaking good, guys. So yeah, I give it that much praise. So anyway, guys, like I said, 10 out of 10 movie. That's what this review is about. This is a must-see for movie fans. That's kind of why I'm making these videos. So go out, buy the Blu-ray or the 4K. I've seen it on Blu-ray and 4K. It looks amazing in 4K. One of the few movies that I think, because I think 4K is kind of gimmicky for a lot of movies, but Mad Max is one of those movies where it does make it look better. So anyway, guys, check out the movie. What do you guys think of this series? Do you like me doing other things other than these Eagles videos all the time. Whatever you guys think, comment down below and let me know, and hit that like button on the video if you like the video, and if you want to check out more of my stuff, go ahead and subscribe as well. And as always, guys, I appreciate you so much for checking out my stuff, and this has been Jigsaw0097 with episode 2 of the awesome movie review, and I'll talk to you guys later.